And at 9:30 on the dot, we are live. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Halcyon Show. My name is Lorne Risley, host of the show. I want to thank you for joining me this evening on what promises to be the beginning of a new age, an epic era for the channel. Or maybe not. However, the question was posed to me yesterday. After It That Shan't Be Named is no longer on the mandate going forward, what am I going to offer you? What am I going to do to give you an excuse to tune in each week? Or at all? So I was thinking about it today. I gave it some pretty serious thought over the weeks and months leading up to everything. And so I was thinking today, I was pottering around today and I was tinkering and I was looking at my list of interviewees and I was flicking through YouTube and I was like, do you know what? Do you know what I do a lot? I watch a lot of YouTube. Like a lot of YouTube. And I often reach out to a lot of these guys and girls and ask them on the show anyway. And it occurs to me that a lot of people don't watch things outside of their own remit a lot. I know that I get suggested things a lot. So people walk up to me and say, hey, Lorne, oh man, I love this YouTube channel. You should definitely check it out. And I, like probably most of you, go, yeah, sure, I'll definitely check. And then you never do. Recommendations are not something I take. I don't really take recommendations for people about what I want to watch. If someone shows me a meme, it's like, please don't show me a meme. Please don't show me a meme. Just no, I'm fine, thank you. However, I was thinking, maybe I could turn that to my advantage. Maybe I could use my powers of review and powers of interviewing and powers of networking for good. So here's my pitch. What if, instead of game reviews and instead of live streams and still leaving the door open to interviews, what about a YouTube channel that reviews other YouTube channels in the style of a video game review? So let's say, for the sake of argument, I pick a channel at random, I watch it for a week, I then decide if I'm going to review it or not, and if I review it, my goal is to give you, the viewer, an understanding of what the channel is, why you should check it out, what the good things, what are the bad things, maybe even get the guy or girl on to talk about it for a bit, or give it a little preview, and that way I can start to generate not only interviews, because off the back of them, maybe they'd be willing to talk more in depth about how they started their channel, what they have to go through to make it. I think it would just be great to have a relentless source of content. So to give you an idea of the scope of how many channels there are, I recently, and you can do this yourself by the way, if you've got 5 minutes, you can go onto Google, and I think it's called Social Blade. And what you can do is you can check out any YouTuber or Twitch streamer and see how their stats stack up. And if you want to search for the Halcyon Show, for instance, one of the fun things that I found was that it also gives your channel a rating. So my channel is currently rated at C+, I think it is. It's rated as C+, and I'm like, huh, so it's not dog shit, according to the analytics, which is interesting. It also gives you a ranking out of the country that you're in. So I think I'm like fucking 8,000th in the UK or something like that. But my point to all that is that that's just numbers. Like, do you know what I mean? You can judge for yourself if you want to watch a video based on the numbers, and we all do it. We all look at a video and see it's got 10 views and go, it can't be very good. And then we look at a video that's got a couple of million views with a nice thumbnail on a channel that's got a couple 100,000 subscribers, and we think, well, it's probably, that's probably quite good. However, what if you're like me? And again, I can only speak for myself, and I don't know about what other people's viewing habits are, okay? The reason I think TikTok and Instagram Reels and YouTube Shorts have taken off is because it takes so much out of the equation of you having to look for content. It just chucks it right in front of you. You decide instantaneously if you want to see it to the end. It's over in a minute anyway, so who cares, right? A lot of people I don't think flick through YouTube like they flick through channels anymore. They might see a video that piques their interest. And by the way, I'm sorry for the vest for number one, and I'm sorry for the window opening. It's unbelievably hot. So anyways, you don't really flick like you used to. When I was a kid, one of the things you'd do is flick through the channels until you find a program that you liked, and then maybe you'd watch that program on a recurring basis. You don't really have that with YouTube. YouTube has the autoplay system, but I don't think it works very well. And channels can be deceptive. There's no end of people that say, "Oh man, your channel's a lot. I would expect it to have more views and subscribers." Well, unfortunately, part of that is because no one recommends it to people, and no one shares it. So, what if there's other channels like mine that just don't get showcased for whatever reason, or don't ever get outside of the purview of their current audience base? What if there was a channel that reviewed other channels and presented them in a way that's fun, quick, easy, digestible, and hopefully opens the door to some of the content that I'm used to doing? I was like, yeah, man, that could be fun. And the reason it's fun is because, like, if let me pull up. Oh no, I'll tell you what, I'll use my phone. I don't want to kill my internet. One of the things I did for a little while, about a year and a half ago, when I was dealing with a pregnancy at the time, was because I didn't want to commit to any interview projects, I wanted to still produce content. So I started doing game reviews again, and I did. Let's have a look. I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 of them in the space of 2 months. So that gives you an idea of how many I can upload. So you'd get regular content again. I mean, it wouldn't be hard finding, and this is the best part, right? If you have a YouTube channel that you're a fan of, but that doesn't get the love, that doesn't get people watching it to the degree that it really should be, you can recommend it to me. I will then check it out, and I will do my best to try and review it, and I'll try my best to put it in the hands of people that might not otherwise have seen it. If you've got a channel that you think is already really successful, but you'd like to see me do an interview with the guy or girl, then maybe doing a review of their channel and showing them that I understand where they're coming from is a good introduction point, and gives them, or maybe if I tell them in advance I'm doing a review of their channel, they might volunteer to participate and say, listen, man, I'd be interested in maybe talking to you first and giving you a friendly chat. You'd never know. The more I was thinking about it today, the more I was so excited about the possibilities of this, as far as utilizing it to provide you with regular, well-produced, honed, hopefully along the same lines of type of content that I've been producing for you up until this point. I can do my research, I can present it to you in a nice, clean, well-produced format. It can then open the doors to shorter form content. We can do interviews with the people. You can make recommendations when you see channels that you want me to cover, and guests that you want me to have. It allows us to continue rocking right on as we were, and maybe better still. And this is the big thing. I know a lot of people are on me about this. I haven't been as successful as growing my channel as I should have been. And part of that is being inconsistent with my uploads. Part of that is being inconsistent with the direction my channel goes. Again, people have up until recently construed me as a you can put the initials in yourself channel. And to a degree, I have focused a lot of my coverage there. And we're severing ties, so we've got to focus on something new that, again, is consistent. And I think the only consistency at the moment is my just relentless affiliation with YouTube. I watch YouTube all the time. I watch tons of different channels. I watch tons of different types of content creators. I watch small channels, big channels, new channels, old channels. I watch a lot of documentaries. I watch a lot of long format stuff. I watch comedy sketches. I like musicians. Music. Imagine having the opportunity to review music channels just devoted to people's music, and having an opportunity to talk to musicians, game developers, game studios. If you're a games fan, and we can maybe check out the YouTube channel of some of the game studios and check out some of those sorts of things. And now Charlie wants to come in with the pessimism. Reviewing channels could cause drama. I hope you're prepared for that. Well, yes, there is that as well. But here's the thing. I'll be fair. You can only do that. I mean, look, I will point to my past as a game reviewer. The DCF Studios review I did for Cruise Brothers is a great example of a negative review. And I was very, in fact, oh, God damn it. Let me find it. In fact, no, if you go to my YouTube channel right now, hang on, let me find it. No, come back here. I'm in the studio, that's why, right? Go to YouTube. This is where it's not really a watch along anymore. You're going to have to type along with me. So go to YouTube, go to View Channel, And if you scroll down, you'll see appearances across other channels. So you've got my stuff on Two Beard Gaming, you've got stuff on Defunct Games, you've got the reviews for the games that I used to do. So a lot of people don't know that I used to review video games on almost every single week, which is kind of ridiculous when I remember it. But then you've got, my appearances on Two Beard Gaming, and there's a game in there, assuming it's still there, for Cruise Brothers. And that got the attention of the developer, who wasn't particularly happy with my review. But I said, listen, let's talk about it. He hopped on. We had a great conversation. I said, listen, would you mind I'd love to interview you for it. And we had a great interview. The interview's still on my channel, as a matter of fact. I think I even put it in this interview series, DCF Studios. So while I appreciate that there might be some negativity that I have, because look, I'm not going to review all good channels. There's going to be channels that I come across where I'm like, this is terrible, and I'm going to have to talk about it. But my rule would be, I won't punch down. Okay? My goal is to highlight channels for people that I think need highlighting for various reasons. If I feel that this is a good channel, this is a fun channel, it has its problems, but at the same time I think people would enjoy it, then that's going to be my goal and remit going forward. I think that would be a lot of fun. I think it opens the door to be able to covering lots of different topics, lots of different people, lots of different genres of entertainment, short format, long format, podcasters, fellow interviewers, game reviewers, musicians, actors, cartoonists, all sorts of different types of people that you'll get to see for the very first time. Wouldn't that be... That surely is so much more interesting than just having the same genre of person on every single week and asking basically the same questions every single week. I can't tell you how excited I am at the prospect of now focusing on, right, YouTube is my source now. I'm going to nose around, I'm going to use it to find people, and I'm going to review them, and I'm going to let them, I'm going to be open and clear. To Charlie's point, I'll be open about it. I will probably end up messaging them before I plan to review them. Say, hey, listen, my name's Lorne, I have a channel, I'm going to be reviewing yours. Just wanted to let you know, if you fancy participating, we're welcome to have a conversation, and even better if you'd like me to interview you after the fact so I can talk about the history. I've interviewed YouTubers before. That's the other thing. This is why it's not outside my... Again, I'm sorry, this just makes so much sense to me. And again, having interviewed the likes of Nick Hodges, the Blooms, having interviewed Max Durat, having interviewed... there's other YouTubers I'm just forgetting off the top of my head now. Chronoborg, again, a fellow interviewer. He's got a couple of hundred subs. His channel's not very big, but we can showcase him finally. And Chronoborg's a really nice guy. He's been YouTubing for as long as me, and he's still, like me, struggling to get that rub. Imagine if we could showcase him in a way that was entertaining and fun to a new audience that you felt comfortable sharing. Imagine that. Imagine if, for once, if you like a channel, and this is my pitch for you at home watching this now. If you have channels that you have recommended to people in the past that you just get the eye roll, right? Oh yeah, whatever. No, I'm not really interested, right? Imagine if you have channels that you love right now that you supported for a long time that you wish would just get a little bit more of a push. Imagine if I reviewed them and then you had something that you can say, hey, I'll give you something. This guy reviewed it. Don't take my word for it. Take this guy's word for it. He put a whole video together to highlight to you why you should watch them. What's good, what's bad, what do they do that's unique, and he does it in a fun way. Go check out my reviews. I think my reviews are well worded and put together. It's just that as a gamer, I'm not the strongest gamer in the world. I'm not the most talented or skillful at gaming. But, I mean, like you, I can sit on my ass and open my eyes and open my ears and watch someone for half an hour. That's not hard. And then write down my thoughts and put them together. I got to tell you, man. When I was sitting here earlier and I was just browsing through YouTube and I was like, man, there's so many channels these days and half of them are rubbish and half of them are amazing but we've got no views. And it's like, man, wouldn't it be great if someone could show I could do that? And it was just one of those moments where it just started to make all the sense in the world. So listen, I won't keep everyone this evening because it was just one of those things where I wanted to take, basically, this is me saying this is what's going to happen. That's why my thumbnail doesn't have a question mark in it. This is the new direction. Because it makes so much sense. I can still give you the interviews. If you're here because of the interviews, I can still give you interviews. And that's brilliant because I can do it at least once a week potentially, as opposed to what I've had to do in the past, which is wait a month sometimes wait as long as 6 weeks to 8 weeks to get you an interview. This time, I can either get you a review, because I'll make the review with or without the person, or I can get you an interview and a review, plus all the extra stuff that we can do for it. The TIFO video is my most successful video of all time. Imagine if we started doing more parodies, had a little bit of fun, maybe even got the creator themselves in it. There's so many possibilities that we could play with here. No, there isn't. Not on the not on the thumbnail there isn't, Michael. Not on the thumbnail there isn't. There's no question mark on the thumbnail. I'll take it out of the wait a minute, hang on. Now there isn't. There's not even a thumbnail. There's not even a question mark in the title. So there's not. There's not. You tried to trick me, Michael. You made me doubt myself, but no, there's no question mark in there. I've got it, I think. Oh, you meant like after what I Okay, you win. Okay, well done, Michael. You got me. You got me, you son of a bitch. Unbelievable. Where was I? Train of thought. Lost. Doesn't matter. My point is, this is what we're going to be doing. And I would love for you to give it a try. I would love for you to go on this journey with me, because I think you're going to love it. I think if you have tuned into this channel to see interviews with people that you've never heard of before, and you trust me to interview... Charlie and Michael are beating me down now, man. What? I got out of the thing that won't be named to stop getting my shit kicked in. Come on now. Unbelievable. You boys. You naughty, naughty boys. Anyways, where was I? Oh, and now they're giggling their heads off. I hope you're happy. I came onto this with pitches and ideas and hubris and hope. And it's just been robbed of me, man. It's just been robbed of me. Unbelievable. I think this is a great idea. I think it ties in beautifully with everything I've done so far. It ties in beautifully with my reviewing from the past. It ties in beautifully with the interviews that I've been doing. It means I can basis again. So once a week, you can actually count on me to upload something, and you can count on me to upload something that's in the vein of something that you've already subscribed to see. You don't have to worry about me changing everything on a dime, on a whim. And you still get... Hopefully, we can do more live streams like this as a result. Like, I would love to host maybe a live stream maybe once a week where we go, right, what are we all watching? Tell me what you're watching. Let me know what you're watching on YouTube. I'd love to get suggestions. There's no end of suggestions that you could probably have for me. Short content, musicians, artists, fucking, and everything in between. There's nothing that's off limits to us. This is, I promise you, this is probably the turning point for the channel. This is going to open the door to so many different avenues that we can pursue as a result of this, and I think it's just the perfect tie-in for everything. I really, really do. When I had this thought earlier, I was like, fucking hell, that's it. That's it. So, without keeping you for too long, because I've already been ranting for 21 minutes already. I can rant really easy. I could just do rants, I suppose, but I don't think anyone's going to enjoy that. I think that's the way to go. Now, the challenge is I've got to narrow it down. So, over the next week, I'm currently off work because the children are off, so I need to babysit. So I will use that time to start compiling a list of YouTubers that I want to start covering off the get-go. These are channels that I'm probably already super familiar with, so I don't need a lot of time to turn them over in terms of actually reviewing them. But then I'm going to need your help. Like I said, I'm going to need suggestions. Even Charlie's already chimed in. There's one here from Jay Hunter from OSW Review. I'll make a note of that. I'll ping Jay and say, hey, listen, I'm planning on doing this. Do you fancy being involved? If he says no, no harm, no foul, I'll review the channel anyway. And I'll be fair and reasonable. That's all I can be. And to Charlie's point, if it causes a fuss after that, okay. I don't have history of dealing with drama. Like... My rule will be that I can't review. So, look, let's say for the sake of argument, someone suggests to me a channel that's got 10 subscribers, right? And the content is literally just someone standing in front of a camera talking. I'm not going to review that from the perspective of, oh my God, where's the production quality? Oh my God, has this person ever heard of eye contact? Like, that's not my goal. My goal is for someone to send me a channel with a couple of thousand subscribers, or a couple of hundred subscribers, Or even like where you've got like, oh man, do you know what? I think it'd be really fun. I've never seen an interview with this person. They've got, I'll tell you the person who caught my, there's two or three people that have caught my eye so far. Just thinking off the top of my head. One I've pursued in the past and never gotten a hold of, but that's fine because they're busy. And that's Stephanie Sterling, aka Commander Sterling. The second one now is Pirate Software, Thor, the guy who's on all of the fucking... That's interesting. I'll come back to that comment in a second. But Thor, because again, he seems like a very knowledgeable person. I think he'd be a fascinating interview from the perspective of a content creator. And then there's everyone in between. There's literally no avenue that's closed to us now. YouTube is our playground, man, and it's really just. I've just not... and there's other channels... In fact, I really want to pull up... I'll pull up my subscriber list, right? And I'll give you an example of how many channels I'm subscribed to and how many I would love to talk to. Let me pull them up. Right, so... Annotate. So this is run by a guy who I follow on Twitter. He's a poet. He's... I think he's a musician as well. Love to chat to him because he seems like a nice guy. And again, he's only got a couple of hundred followers, I think, on Twitter and Instagram. So I'm sure he'd be up for a conversation. Blooms I've interviewed. Beadle the Bardcore. This is a guy that makes bardcore music, which is he takes any type of music and makes it like it's in the 1800s, and it's fucking hysterical. I absolutely love it. Cammy, obviously we've had him on in the past for that thing that I used to cover. Channel Awesome, probably not. Cinema Sins, I'd love to chat to the guys behind Cinema Sins. That'd be absolutely fantastic. There's a channel here called Counter Arguments. I would love to have talked to that guy, but I think he's fully retired now, so that's not great. Let's go. The Death Battle guys. Oh man, I would absolutely love to talk to the Death Battle guys about how they've come up with the concept, how they've executed it over time, all the rest of that sort of stuff. I know, by the way, that Rooster Teeth going under has meant that Death Battle branding has been a bit up in the air and they're still waiting to hear on that. But I'd love to talk to them about their history as well. Defunct Games. Cyril Lachelle is a good friend of mine. I would love to review his channel now. That would be a lot of fun, and I'm sure Cyril would be more than happy to sit for an interview with us because I've always said I need to. If I ever don't do an interview with Cyril, it's an absolute crime. Let me address one of the comments here. Charlie, we'll cause a ruckus for you wherever you are. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate that. Zappa20, who actually, by the way, left an incredibly kind comment on the video from yesterday. That comment was very, very kind of you. However, has 10,000, 11,000, nearly 12,000 subscribers, so significantly more successful than me, I would point out. So if anyone's inspiring anyone around here, it's you inspiring me, because I got to get to those kinds of numbers. But the question is, would a channel that's not active be off the table? No. So Counter Arguments is a great example. Counter Arguments was a channel that went dead. I think it was back in... It was prior to 2020, so you're talking at least 5-6 years ago now. And I'd love to review them. It's a dude, I forget his name, but like he put together some of the most beautifully produced content I've ever seen. And I loved watching his content. It was fabulous. Now, of course, I do kind of want to follow up some of these things with interviews with the creators, because I think, again, a lot of people now know me for interviews. They like the interviews. They like how I conduct them. They like the guests that I get. It would be a shame to completely disregard that, which is why I don't want to. My plan of attack would probably be to message the creator first and say, hey, listen, I'm going to be putting together a review of your channel. Here's what I do. Here's how I do it. I'd love to sit down with an interview for you. With you for an interview, because I think that would be a lovely little side, like a BTS, like The Walking Dead used to have, like Talking Dead. They used to show the episode, and then afterwards they'd sit down and have a conversation about it and talk about how it was made and all that good jazz. I think that would be a great combination. So people who are only here for the interviews can still get what they want. Meanwhile, the channel takes a different direction in being able to upload something once a week so that you have something to share for the Halcyon Show. Your subscription matters at that point, because I will give you something once a week that hopefully you can stand behind and say, this is actually going to be really fun. And I think it's a great winner. Let's have a look. Charlie Adams has said, you should do The Professional. He's known for GTA and Saints Row videos, lots of lore and pickups, details in the stories that you've never noticed before. I have never heard of The Professional before. So, I tell you what, are there any other suggestions? Does anyone else have any suggestions? I would love to hear them. I'm going to keep going through some of this, because I want to highlight this. I mean, look, ERB, Epic Rap Battles of History, right? Again, massive channel. Massive channel. Maybe not gettable right now, but they're certainly the caliber of channel that I've managed to get in the past. Again, Nick Hodges is a massive channel. Got a hold of him. Luke Thomas has a pretty decent following. Got him. You know, there's not really a name I couldn't go after. It's just a question of whether or not you can entice them in. Flashgits guys, the Flashgits cartoonists. Yeah, I'd love to talk to them. It would be an interesting interview, but I think reviewing their channel would be absolutely fabulous. 4-Star Bento, so that's the sister channel of Team 4-Star, who did DBZA. Come on, son. I got to talk to them. Let's have a look. How It Should Have Ended. He. Like, that is another fabulous channel that I followed for years and years and years and years and years. Inside the Ropes, Kenny McIntosh, wrestling channel. Love to talk to him. Jeremy Johns is one that I did inquire for an interview for, but didn't come back to me. But again, I'd love to review his channel. He's done a million different videos. June the King's a new one that I've just been following. Just an Observation is probably my favorite channel on YouTube right now. Just an Observation is one of the most... He's the closest I've seen to counter arguments in terms of quality of content I've seen since I've not been following counter arguments. Legal Eagle as well. Little V Mills is in there. Like, there's so many. The Lofi Girl. I mean, I don't know how much I could get out of the Lofi Girl, but still, I'd be interested in talking to them. The MMA on Point guys. Fuck, I've always wanted to talk to the MMA on Point guys. And yeah, there's so many. But my point is, there's all these channels, and I can review. I don't need to interview them to be able to review them. It's just the interview would be the icing on the cake. There's so much fertile ground to cover here, and all I got to do is get started. Pick a channel one week, review it, move on to the next one. Pick a channel, review it, move on to the next one, and you can count on that every single week. My upload schedule will probably be: pick a channel on the Monday, watch it for 3 days straight, write the review on a Thursday, record it, edit it on a Friday and a Saturday, upload it on the Sunday to be ready on the Monday, and then we do the whole thing again the next week. And if we do an interview in the interim period, that will go live during the week, as it always has done. I think Mondays is a good day because, again, we all need to pick me up on a Monday, and I think on weekends people tend to be busy and tend not to watch YouTube quite so much. So yeah, that's it, man. Half an hour of me ranting about the fact that I've got an idea and I think it's going to be great. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I think a lot of people are going to like it. Let's have a look. I'm just going to have a quick look at the comments. I will take a look at who I am subbed to and try to come up with a couple. Oh, cheers, man. I appreciate that. That's real kind of you. And Charlie said, Peter Santello does vlogs and he shows regular old plain folk and lets them tell their stories. It's great. Cool. So I've got 3 suggestions in there already. I got to go look at all 3 of them. Because, man, there's no reason why I wouldn't at least consider all 3 of them. Let me take a picture so I don't forget. Because my memory is absolutely atrocious. And this is on top of all the other interviews I've still got to pursue, by the way. The original set of interviews that I talked about is not off the table at all. We'll still be pursuing those too. But I need something that I can work on as we go. And I think this is it. This is the way to go. So, thank you for bearing with me as I make my exceedingly long elevator pitch. I sincerely hope you'll give it a try. Okay, I appreciate it's slightly different. It's going in a slightly different direction, but I promise you, give it a try. Give it a try. I think you're going to love it. So, let's see how we go. Trust me, I'm going to wake up tomorrow and the work is going to begin so that on Monday, I can get started on producing the very first one, which will go live. Not this Monday coming, the following Monday. So, tune in. Where is it? Let me pull up the date. The 19th of August is the date I will give myself to get the first review done. Uploaded on the 19th. I'll upload it at midnight so it's there in your inbox, ready and waiting for you when you got time during the day. And we'll go from there. If I can get interviews with people, I will obviously let you know as and when. The only thing I will probably point out now is I'm going to try and also plug across all social media channels from now on, not just Twitter. Twitter has become kind of a cesspit for me. So I will also be looking at posting to Blue Sky. I'll be posting to Threads, to Instagram, And obviously Twitter, potentially Facebook as well. We'll see. I'm not sure. But Facebook I tend to keep for personal usage rather than anything to do with the Halcyon Show. So go follow me on all those platforms. Go follow me on Twitter, The Halcyon Show, or Lauren Risley. Go follow me on Blue Sky, The Halcyon Show, Lauren Risley. Go follow me on Instagram, on Threads, which is The Halcyon Show. And keep them coming. Keep the suggestions coming. Keep your... Charlie, I dubbed this new era Halcyon. It's a bit of a bit of a reach, but I'll take it. I'll allow it on this occasion because this is a new era. This is a new era for the channel. It's going to be a brand new thing where you can count on uploads every single week that aren't just clips of existing interviews, that aren't just shorts of existing interviews. You're going to get a brand new show every single week on a Monday going forward. A brand new show, a brand new review of a channel you've probably never heard of before. And I promise you to make it engaging, fun, interesting. And even if you don't end up going to check it out the channel yourself, we're going to have some fun looking at it. And hopefully we'll be able to get ourselves some fun guests along the way. Especially if they're ones that you suggest for me. The 3 that I've been suggested right now, that's on my list now. As of right now, I shall go and pursue them. So, go along with me. Give me a chance. You've seen who I can get. I've had the likes of Luke Thomas, massive following. I've had the likes of Nick Hodges, massive following. Luna C, massive following. Give me the chance, and I will get you the interviews, and I will get you the reviews. Hopefully, onwards and upwards to 1,000 subscribers, and then beyond that, to 2, to 3, to 10, to 1 million, Morty. But who knows? We've got to start first. So listen, go and enjoy your evenings. Go and stay cool. Go have some fun. I'm about to go and research the fuck out of some YouTube channels because I got some work to do and I'm exciting. I can't tell you, again, I know I've been super negative on the live stream recently. I could not be more excited about this. I think it genuinely opens all the doors that it needs to. It ticks all the boxes. It allows me the opportunity to finally give you a regular stream of content that I think you're really going to like. I'm excited. I hope you are too. Let's see what happens. In the meantime, though, please like, share, and subscribe, as I've always said, especially the share part. Share it with your friends. Share it with people and say, look, and this dude does interviews. Hopefully you'll enjoy some of his interviews with some of the people, and he's going to be doing more. So make sure you sub to him. Maybe like a few of his videos. You have no idea how much it helps me. And like I say, for those of you who've stuck around after yesterday, because I can't lie, I went through my Twitter. The following has dipped. I think it was at like 460 and now I'm down to 330, something like that, because of the battle rap thing. The followers on here have dipped by 2 as well, so it was always going to happen, but onwards and upwards. Let's do this, okay? We're going to have some fucking fun doing it. It's going to be great. It's going to be the same professional, high quality stuff that you've come to used to on this channel, only every single week on a Monday going forwards. Let's do this shit. So, Charlie, thank you for joining me. Michael, thank you for joining me. F Zappa 20, thank you very much for joining me, and all of you for your suggestions. I really appreciate it. Everyone that checks out this video after the fact, I hope you're as excited as me going forward for this, and I hope I can count on your support. So, I've been your host, Lauren Risley, host of the new era of the Halcyon Show. I cannot wait for next Monday now because I can't wait to see what you think. And I suppose in the meantime, just stay safe, be good to each other, be kind to each other. And the next time I see you will be on a brand new episode, on a brand new series for